So Apple, let's get back on track here. Apple historically, and if you just start from the very beginning here, look at Apple versus Microsoft. Microsoft does not have phones, and these phones are going to be a huge deal within the Bitcoin world. This is where everything's going to be stored, right? Your wallet, you're going to have your stable coins, your Bitcoin, your MicroStrategy shares, everything's going to be on this phone. You're going to be able to swap back and forth. Everything's going to be tokenized on this phone. Apple does. Apple has all the devices, right? So we're comparing two different things here. I know they're both tech companies, but like Apple is the one we need to be paying attention to. And if you think back about Apple and their history here, you look at Tim Cook. A couple of years ago in an interview on one of the lamestream news channels, he came out and said he owned Bitcoin. Personally, Tim Cook owned Bitcoin. He cannot, he doesn't have the same sort of influence that Michael Saylor has in terms of adopting Bitcoin and buying Bitcoin with Apple. But they're going to get there. And Apple's very methodical in terms of how they do things. They're never the first to do anything, right? They're always the ones who take that technology, take the concept, and make it very easy for people to use. They let people figure it out first. They let, the first one through the door always gets shot. Apple's never the first for anything. They always let other people sort out the details, waste a whole bunch of money developing it. And then they take that and they make it very easy for people to use. That's been Apple's strategy for the last couple of decades, and it's been very, very successful. So I think that they're going to do the exact same thing with Bitcoin. Their CEO is a Bitcoiner. There was something, I think it was the white paper was found on some of the Mac software a couple of years ago. They denied it and said they took it off there. But, there's a bunch of things like that have accumulated through the years that make me believe that when the time is right, Apple's just going to go full steam ahead into Bitcoin. And so everybody's paying attention to Microsoft right now. But you have to keep in mind here that Microsoft's CEO does not want Bitcoin. The board of directors told their shareholders to vote against this. It was actually some of the shareholders who got together and, got in touch with Saylor for a 3-minute presentation. Saylor said he would fly anywhere, meet with the CEO and the board. They said no. So they gave Saylor 3 minutes. A guy who made over $10 billion in the last 4 years with this strategy. They gave him 3 minutes. That is absolutely despicable. So, you know what? Somebody asked if we should be buying Microsoft before they adopt. No. Fuck Microsoft. Honestly, they don't deserve to buy Bitcoin. They don't deserve Bitcoin. But keep an eye out for Apple, because Apple's going to be the big one. They're going to move the needle. Microsoft might adopt it. Their share might go up. Who cares? But Apple's going to be the one who moves this thing from a very difficult thing to use to something that a child can pick up and use. That's what Apple does. And that's what they're going to do. They just got to wait for the time to be right.